Hey there troops, it's me, the Tactical Brit. And the big question today is something that I noticed on Twitter from Drunks, or Florian as some of you may know him, who is the core gameplay designer of Battlefield, and something that they learned from the beta that I think is really important, and that is the decline of the support class. The support class has long been a huge component of Battlefield. In fact, not too long ago, the support class were the people with the medic bags and the things to hand out in terms of medicinal supplies, and the assault players were actually the ones who carried the ammo. But that's all changed in recent years, and now we have a support class which is much more focused on indirect fire support and providing ammunition. And surprisingly, something that's become very clear in Battlefield 5 is, in spite of the fact that support has ammunition, which is now a scarce part of the game, it's the least selected class in Battlefield 5. It is about 10% lower, if not potentially even more lower, than Assault and Recon. And Medic as well is lagging quite behind too, which is, you know, honestly mind-boggling stuff considering these are the two vital assets of the game. And it does suggest 2 to 3 things today that I want to talk about. The first one is that the support class is simply just not appealing anymore. I think the support class always had a place in Battlefield because it felt like it had a home, it felt like it accomplished something, be it through suppression, or be it through just being a kind of mid-range powerhouse that had the ability to bipod down very quickly and pull off some insane moves. But now it almost just feels as though it isn't very appealing. The support class had lackluster stuff in terms of what it has had before. The only impressive support weapon I played with was the FG42, and the others just quite frankly felt mediocre. And the ironic thing about all of it is that the KE7, which is your starter weapon, and arguably one of the worst guns in the game in my opinion when you first receive it, when upgraded is actually one of the best guns in the game, which, you know, is just not abundantly clear. But even in terms of gadgets, the class has simply lost its appeal. The support class just feels like it doesn't really fit in anywhere. It's one of this kind of semi-anti-personnel but also semi-anti-vehicle classes, and it just looks as though beyond building, it doesn't really have a grand purpose in the game. And I think a lot of this is down to the fact that the game doesn't make it inherently clear that the support class actually has a lot to offer. I think it does, as I mentioned earlier, say that the class is in general quite unattractive because it doesn't make it abundantly clear that you can build things like machine gun emplacements, or that it has significantly reduced building times, or that, you know, when you upgrade some of its weapons, they're some of the best available. And I think that's a big issue, and I think it's something that does need to be clarified. The next thing for me, and one of the reasons I think support has declined, is actually down to the ammo situation in Battlefield. I feel as though people feel that they can just run in between these supply crates very easily, and the class itself isn't all that useful. Like, people are so consistently running towards ammo crates or picking ammo off of dead bodies that the class, in terms of handing out ammunition to other people, really isn't that special anymore. It's not something that you like desperately need anymore because there's just so many crates available, and although you do run out of ammo in the game, you never really think, oh, maybe I'll play support to avoid that happening. It's just not something that very much crosses people's minds. Another big problem in my opinion is that the support class almost doesn't have an engagement range, and this is something I think a lot of people noticed when playing the game, because they were constantly either being outgunned by SMGs or assault rifles, or just being sniped from far. The problem that I've noticed specifically is that at medium ranges an assault rifle or a rifle will always win, and at close ranges an SMG and in some situations an assault rifle will always win. And considering all the LMGs that we had available had a maximum of about 30 to 40 bullets per magazine, a lot of the time I just sat there and thought, well, what's the point? What's the point of using the assault class when I can get ammunition pretty easily and I can just use superior weapons in different classes? The drilling shotgun is only really the unique weapon in the class, and the FG42 is effectively just an assault rifle. And I think it's really sad because back in the day, the support class had an engagement range. It was that class that could hammer 100 bullets at somebody from range and do pretty well because it just had so many bullets to spare. And I think even Battlefield is starting to struggle in terms of the current pacing and format of Battlefield 5 as to where the support class does fit in, because it feels as though medium range and short range is just completely covered. So where is its place and what is it going to do? The final one for me, and I think this is something that's, you know, surprisingly important, is bipoding, and it is absolutely awful at the moment. In the game of Battlefield 5, you can, by the time you put a bipod down, somebody's probably already killed you, or if by the time you've put a bipod down, the person you intended on shooting at has already ran very far away from where you were initially going to start firing on him. And in games like Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 3 and 4, it was almost instantaneous the second you laid down or got near an object. And I think this promotes a big problem. A, that bipoding is too slow, and B, that you should be able to manually bipod and not have to do it automatically. The amount of times I was looking out windows in that game and a frickin' bipod would come up and completely take my aim away from where I was looking at in order to perform the animation was beyond infuriating. So, that's just my thoughts and opinions on why the support class is being incredibly badly picked, and this is something that does need to improve if, you know, squad play is going to be this important. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Why is it that you didn't use the support class? Was it the KE7? Was it the fact that you just didn't find the class appealing? Or were you just being outperformed by other people? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and as always, I'll see you again in the next video.